let's get right into it. Preseason coaches poll number one. You guys were able to win the regular season last year. Ultimately fell in the conference tournament, but did make able to make the regional tournament as well. So talk about this team. I know maybe the start of the season over the last week didn't get off on the right foot, maybe. But what did you learn over those first two games, and what can people expect from the Panthers this year?
Yeah, it's the nature of the beast. The gauntlet is thrown down immediately in Division Two with these crossovers, and they're really tough basketball games nationwide at different levels. And then I think even uh, in Division Two, kind of the week after, you're still processing what happened the previous weekend, and I think a lot of us schedule some teams that maybe we can hopefully keep morale up and learn while winning. And I know in Division One, so there are a lot of levels of Division One that take that same approach. That you play teams that you should be able to be successful with, and also experiment with some things. But not these crossovers make it so difficult. And you're right. I mean, we dropped two heartbreaking games against two good teams on the road, and so it was just an excruciating road trip, and so we're going to try to put that behind us and prepare for the conference and what's going to be a really good GMAC.
Yeah, you mentioned that weekend, an overtime loss to you, Indy, and a bare loss with 3 points to Lincoln. What can you take away from those? What can this team take away from those losses? I know they were close. I know you mentioned heartbreaking, just a heartbreaking way to start the season. But what was the conversation like on the way home since you've gotten home, as you get ready to hopefully get things kind of what we want to call back on track?
Within our basketball team, we're going to need to be better defensively. So that's really our emphasis right now, and that's uh, that's 110% my fault. You spend September and October uh, making sure your team is ready to attack on the offensive side, and then obviously, once October 4th came and you have those 25 practices, and you sort of quote unquote full time, you pound away on the defensive side of things, and um, we we kind of have our priorities mixed up a little bit. So that's kind of a huge emphasis for us right now is making sure our personality and our kind of we're defining ourselves on the defensive side of the floor the way we need to be. But away from the locker room and away from the practice floor, I am encouraged by what we're seeing in Fatih Huick and Terrence Ringo. That tandem looks to be up to the challenge to kind of help us by committee replace Borja Fernandez. And I'm optimistic that we're going to get Quentin Tolles in a position that he's thinking less about our fundamentals and just playing. I think sometimes that takes time, and so those are you always have question marks about your newcomers, and uh, kind of you want to see with your own eyes that they can help you when the lights come on. And I'm very, very encouraged by what I see out of our roster from that standpoint.